So we're here for Jimmy and the Fat Man. Unfortunately, not on location today. Sydney versus Collingwood. Collingwood going for 12 wins in a row. Sydney, who's the winner of today, will go into the top four and will go into second position on 64 points. Melbourne, if Melbourne, currently Sydney is second at the moment after their last gasp win against Carlton yesterday. If Collingwood, just probably the worst result possible for Collingwood, Melbourne winning yesterday. Had Carlton won, then Collingwood could have lost today and still sat in the top four. So, I was sitting there yesterday watching Melbourne and Carlton playing. I didn't have my phones on me. It didn't really bother me who won. I guess I sort of wanted Melbourne to win because I sort of wanted Carlton to win because I didn't want Carlton's season riding on next weekend's game against Collingwood, because they'll come out all guns blazing. But then I sort of wanted Carlton to win because it really I don't know. I guess it really annoyed me that 50,000 people at last night's game. Really, you won a premiership and you're still not coming out to support your team in a fight to stay relevant in the top four battle. I just don't get it. And so I don't know. You won your first premiership in 60 years and you still can't pull a crowd. It beggars belief to me, but I guess that's what you get. Melbourne. Jordan De Goey laid out, it looks like. I don't have my other phone on me. It sucks. But yeah, see how it goes. Look, I'm tipping Sydney this game. I think Sydney have the game style to beat us. They like to play keepings off sort of game, and Western Bulldogs, Richmond, who also play that sort of game, tend to be that sort of team that like to beat us and have beaten us, and we've struggled against them. I think their forward line are good enough to beat our defence. Their midfield are more than strong enough to beat our midfield. And our forward line, they have a defence that can match it with our forward line. For us to win, our forward line is going to have to fire. I was a little bit annoyed that Ash Johnson did his piece in the newspaper today. I really don't like it when we talk ourselves up. I just really prefer us to stay under the radar. But you know what? Craig McRae's really pushing this back ourselves sort of mentality. So look, I'm tipping Sydney by 24 points. Tipping Sydney by 4 goals. We've struggled a little bit at the SCG. They beat us by 5 goals there last year, and time before there where we did win, we really should have lost. And I think even though we won 2 of the last 3 games, I think we really should have lost 2 of those games anyway. So yeah, I'm tipping Sydney by 24 points. I really can't see us winning 12 in a row. That'd just be that's miracle. If we win a 12th in a row, it will be a Geelong Collingwood grand final. I'm calling it 12 in a row because that's basically where we've confirmed top 4 if we win 12 in a row. Anyway, there we go. Collingwood, Sydney. I'll see you at quarter time. Okay, so it's quarter time at the SCG, and the Pies, just looking a little bit flat. They don't seem like they don't look like they're playing their best. Sydney look like they're running on top of the ground. They look like they're really switched on. They lead 4-4, 28-2, 3-15. Crowd look really behind the Swans. They look up and about. Goal kickers for the Swans: Heaney, Rampy, Papley, and Franklin. The singles for the Pies: Dacos and Mychek. Possession winners for the Swans: Heaney and Parker, 8. Mills, Rowbottom, Grutton, Stevens, and Clark with 7 for the Pies. Pendles, Lipinski, 6. Cameron, Crisp, Howe, Murphy, Sidebottom with 5. Stats that matter: possessions 109-76 in possessions. Collingwood leading the free kicks 5-2. They're just getting a bit more of their opportunist goals. A couple of posters when Collingwood's way that quarter. I think Collingwood need to just tighten up a little bit. Sydney getting a couple of lucky goals, just a couple of switched on goals, like, what do you call it? Just switched on goals. Where if Collingwood are just a little bit more switched on, that Sydney probably wouldn't have got them. So it'd be interesting to see how this second quarter goes. Sydney already out to a 13-point lead. Had Reid kicked better in that second quarter, they probably would have gotten out to more. But Collingwood need to sharpen up a little bit more. I'll see you at half time with a bit more in-depth review. All right, so we are here at half time. The Swans kicking 1-3 that quarter, the Pies kicking 1-1. Swans, as usual, playing North. I was really excited for this game of football. I thought the Swans had finally turned the corner and we were going to play some good, exciting football. But as usual, the Swans are boring us all to tears. And it's 5-7, 37 to 3-4, 22. Swans defending with all their players back and then just bombing it along to 1-on-2s and 1-on-3s and then just kicking towards goal and hoping there's nobody in the goal square. What? 421 check-in of an off due to an injury. Has he been subbed off, has he? That's news to me. Okay, we'll have to do a bit of investigating here. Look, it's just really nauseating football. The way the commentators are talking and carrying on, it's as if just Collingwood is just not good enough, and we're going to just Sydney are the greatest team to ever play the game, particularly David King, who, as usual, is just not giving us any chance. Because this is what Sydney like to do to you. And if you're not scoring off turnover, you're not going to win games of football. And despite that fact, Collingwood are second on the ladder, and Sydney aren't. And look, obviously, if Sydney win today, they'll go above Collingwood. But seriously, calm the farm. It's not. It's not, yeah, it doesn't look like he's subbed off. It doesn't look like he's subbed off. Anyway, alright, so anyway, let's get back to the game. Yeah, so 5-5, 5-7, 37 to 3-4, 22. That was just lovely. A bit of, stuff from me. We have a look at the key stats of the game in regards to fantasy possessions. Let's have a look at the possessions for the first of all. Let's have a look at the goal scorers for the Swans. Franklin, Haywood, Heaney, Papley, and Rampy have goals for the Swans. For the Pies, just Dacos, Ginnivan, and Mychek. In regards to disposals, for the Swans, you've got Luke Parker with 16, Mills 14, and Rowbottom for 13. You've got McCartan, then Hickey 12, Clark, Golden, and Warner on 11. And for the Pies, you've got Pendles on 12, Josh Dacos 11, Cameron and Crisp 10, Nick Dacos, much better quarter that quarter, he's on 9, along with Howell, Lipinski, Murphy, and Steele Sidebottom. For clearances, Pendlebury just dominating 7 clearances for the Pies. Top clearance winner for the game, basically. In regards to and that's where the game is being well. In regards to team stats, Swans have 50 odd more possessions. They've had 20 more kicks. Their disposal efficiency's up. Their efficiency inside 50 is a lot better. Collingwood's been looked at. Look, I'm going to admit it. The umpires have seen everything that's gone Collingwood's way, which worries me in the second half, because they like to normally even things out when it comes to second half. Even clearances are about even. Collingwood leading the centre clearances 7-2. Around the ground though, Sydney leading the stoppage clearances 19-13. Sydney have winning more contested footy. They've had more of the ball. They've taken 18 more marks overall, 5 more marks inside 50, 3 more contested marks. So, and they've obviously spent a fair chunk of the mark more in front. In regards to pressure, they've laid 20 more tackles in the Pies, which Collingwood's pressure has been off, which is really weird for them. And yeah, just really weird for them. So I'm not sure what's happening with the Pies. They're just going to have to, again, they just don't seem that 1% switched on. Sydney just seem to be making that 1% better decision than what Collingwood are. Collingwood is just going to need to switch on that a little bit more. watching it from home, it's been a little bit frustrating to watch because the commentators are getting very excited about Sydney, as they always do. Even though Sydney are the favourites, normally they cheer for the underdog, but for some reason they're cheering for the favourite. This time it's really weird. So see you at 3/4 time. Hopefully Collingwood can come out and shut these guys up. But look, yes, so look, Collingwood are going to need to kick 5 or 6 goals this quarter. It's going to be another snore fest. I can see this being a 9-8-62 to 6-8-44, or a 10-8-68 to 6-8-44 loss. So there we go. So here we are at 3/4 time. Jimmy and the Fat Man, Sydney versus Collingwood. Sydney 9-10-64, leading Collingwood 6-5-41. And look, there'd definitely be some questions being asked of Sydney. Sydney will be asking some questions of themselves. There'll definitely be that little thing in their head. What is Sydney made of? Collingwood will be coming this quarter. They'll definitely be buoyed by those kicking 3 of the last 4 goals. Look, that game was dead and buried. I was pretty much ready to write that game off. It's where I said Collingwood City by 24 points. So let's see where we go. Let's see where we go. What I'm trying to get the quarter by quarter. That quarter, Sydney kicked 4-3. Collingwood kicked 3-1. But look, geez, that quarter, some shocking, disgusting, almost bordering on horrific umpiring decisions that quarter, allowing Sydney to get a really big run on between the 10 to 20 minute mark of the 3rd quarter for Collingwood able to rest the game back. I mean, really, Darcy Cameron had to get punched in the head to get a free kick, along with Will Hoskin-Elliott need to get punched in the nose to get a free kick. As we have a look at some of the stats for the Swans in regards to possessions. What's going on? Sorry, the AFL app has just gone weird. For the Swans in regards to disposals, Parker has 21, Mills 19, Rowbottom 18, Stevens, Warner 17, Goulden 16, McCartan 14. For the Pies, you've got Josh on 19, Jeremy Howe and Pendlebury 18, Noble 16, Darcy and Nick 13. Possessions in regards to the overall stats. Oh, this thing is terrible. Sydney have had 50 more possessions. They've had 16 more inside 50s, more disposal efficiency. They've had 1 less free kick now. So as we all knew, what always happens, the umpires even the free kicks. They've had 8 more stoppage clearances, 17 more contested possessions, 40 more uncontested possessions. They've only had 1 more turnover. Where are the tackle count. Can't see the tackles. Yeah, and there you go. So, and look, and there you have it. So, look, again, Collingwood just really need to just go all out attack. We're 3.5 goals down. We're going to have a 5-goal quarter. We've kicked 6 for the game. We're going to need at least kick 5 goals this quarter, because Sydney can at least kick 1. Let's see if we can do it. I reckon we can. Ooh, wouldn't this be sweet, especially the way the commentators are carrying on, particularly BT carrying on about Sydney. They want this streak to end. It would be nothing more sweeter for them for this streak to end. Let's see what happens. I'll see it full time. Come on, Pies! So there it is. Welcome back to the end of Jimmy and the Fat Man. The last segment.
Okay, this is Captain Colors. This is Fat Man. This Mama Bear. Jimmy and Fat Man are his work.
That's right. Mama Bear's gone to work. So
Mom, do Jimmy and Fat Man are his work.
yeah, that's right. So unfortunately,
I'm gonna eat Cocoa Pops.
Yeah.
And show me and have milk.
That's right.
Yeah. And Cocoa Pops.
Yeah. So Collingwood lost, unfortunately. What was the score in the end? By 27 points. I tipped Sydney by 24. 11-11-77 to 7-8-50. Collingwood getting a late consolation goal. Sydney kicking 2-1 to 1-3 in the last quarter. Collingwood really, look, we just attacked with everything we gave for about 15 minutes. It was almost just to show them, look, if we wanted to, we could, but we know all we need to do is beat Carlton next week, and we sew up top 4, considering Melbourne and Brisbane will play each other next week.
My pen.
Where's your pen? I don't know. Where is your pen? Did you drop it?
Yeah.
Why don't you go look for it?
I found it.
So yeah, look, Jack Ginnivan did get injured. Callum Brown came in and look, he played his role. That's probably the best 20 or 30 minutes I've seen him play. So good work to in a second, sweetie. To Callum Brown. Collingwood's got 21 inside 50s in their last quarter. They completely outplayed Sydney, just couldn't score a goal. So well done to the Swans for doing what they do. In regards to, let's have a look at some statistics in regards to the actual stats. In regards to the actual stats, we'll have a look at the goals for the Swans. Lance Franklin kicked 3, 2 each to Isaac Heaney and Papley, singles to Goulden, Haywood, Rampy and Rowbottom. For the Pies, singles each to Cameron, Cox, Dacos, Ginnivan, Ash Johnson and Brody Mychek. In regards to, we'll go over to the disposals. For the Swans, Callum Mills 29, 25 each to Parker, Warner, 24 to Rowbottom, 21 to Stevens, and for the Pies, 26 to Pendlebury, he was brilliant today. Josh Dacos 25, Jeremy Howe was brilliant with 20 to Noble, 19 to Crisp, 19 to Nick Dacos. He was really good after having a hard tag on him pretty much all game. He overcame his hard tag, so really well done. And how about this for a stat? Scott Pendlebury, best on ground today, 26 disposals, 15 kicks, 11 hand passes, 9 clearances, 480 metres gained. Clear best on ground today. I thought he was absolutely terrific. Well done to Scott Pendlebury. In regards to some of the overall, in regards to, oh, you love your daddy. I love you too, sweetheart. In regards to the overall stats, I'm going to figure this out because this is just, here we go, team stats. In regards to the overall stats, Sydney had 72 more possessions and most of that was in the kicks. They only ended up having 4 more inside 50s, considering Collingwood absolutely dominated the inside 50 disposal count in the last quarter. Free kicks ended up being even. Inside free kicks were 12-4 in the second half. It's some outright cheating in the second half, as they always do when they try to even up the free kicks. Collingwood won the hit out count 50-31. Clearances, Collingwood won the centre clearances 13-7, but the stoppage clearances, which is becoming a real problem without Brodie Grundy, Sydney won that 38-25. So that was a little bit disappointing. No, that's old, sweetheart. Sydney won the contested possessions. Sydney won the contested possessions by 30, and darling, it's old, the lemonade, sweet. It's been there for weeks. We talk, honey. Talk, sweetheart. Talk. And Sydney had more turnovers. In regards to marks, Collingwood had one of their lowest mark counts for the year, 90-70. 9 marks inside 50-7, 12 contested marks at 10. So Collingwood ended up really evening up, but Sydney strangled them towards the end of the game. 71 tackles to 49. Collingwood just didn't lay their trademark pressure that they normally laid, and it showed. It really showed. It wasn't to the last quarter where they started to lay the pressure, but it was just too little, too late. Trying to come back, you're not going to come back from 4 goals every single week. I actually don't think Sydney played as well as some of the other teams even played, but some of the things that have come off for Collingwood the last few weeks just didn't come off this week. The amount of goals Sydney got where they did the snaps and they bounced on the line and bounced through happened this week, whereas the last few weeks, they haven't been happening against us, whereas this week they did. So it's what happens when you leave it to the last minute to always come back. This week they didn't. So we're going to do our votes and then we'll go to the live ladder. We'll have a look at the votes. So like I said, for Collingwood, for mine, clear best on ground has to go to Scott Pendlebury. He was absolutely fantastic. It's good to see. It's good to see our captain still leading from the front. Yeah, it's really good to see our captain leading from the front. What did he say? Let's have a look at what he had. What's AF? What does AF stand for? Fantasy, but 99 fantasy. Let's go through all of his stats. This is fun. So 26 disposals, 15 kicks, 11 hand passes, 3 marks, still 5 tackles, 9 clearances for 480 meters gained. He in 99 AFL fantasy points, 3 inside 50s. Yeah, he had 3 free kicks, 4, 2 centre clearances, 5 score involvements, and 8 intercepts. Sorry, 6 intercept disposals. In regards to second, that's who I'm going to give my 3 votes to. You give 2 votes to Josh Dacos, who was also brilliant. 85 disposal, 85%. 85 AFL fantasy points, 25 possessions, 17 kicks, 8 hand passes, 3 marks, 2 tackles, 7 clearances, 489 meters gained. And then you give 1 vote to Jeremy Howe, 20 possessions, 12 kicks, 8 hand passes, 7 marks, later tackle, even later clearance for 390 meters gained. In fact, I'm going to go half between him and John Noble, who also had 20 possessions as well, and a massive 514 meters gained. So that's Jimmy and the Fat Man. Let's go, sweetheart. Stop, please. What's the other possession? So Port Adelaide are absolutely spanking Essendon at Marvel Stadium. Gee, wouldn't have thought that would happen. 80-23, 13-2 to 3-5. As we have a look at the live ladder, so have a look at. In God's name, what are you doing, son? So we have a look at the live ladder. Yeah, all teams have played 20 games except for Essendon and Port Adelaide. Oh, look, you know what? All teams have played 21 games, and I'll just name their points. In points difference, on top of the ladder on 68 points, and now officially the minor premiers are Geelong on 68 points. On 60 points, we have Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane leading out the top 4. Melbourne will play Brisbane for their spot in the top 4, and Collingwood will play. Collingwood are 5th on 60 points. Fremantle are in 6th on 58. Richmond are 7th, now guaranteed to play finals on 50. Carlton are on 48 points in 8th position. Carlton need to beat Collingwood next week to play finals. Collingwood need to beat Carlton next week to be guaranteed a top 4 spot. Western Bulldogs sit 9th. They need to beat Hawthorn next week and hope that Collingwood beat Carlton to make the finals. St Kilda. St Kilda. Yeah, look, St Kilda can't make the 8 next week. They have to beat Sydney by a fair margin to make the 8 and hope that Collingwood beat Carlton by an unbelievable margin, record margins, on 44 points. Gold Coast Suns are on 11 points, on 36. Oh, sorry. Port Adelaide will now go into 11th on 36 points with superior percentage. Gold Coast will now go to 12th on 36 points. Hawthorn and Adelaide are on 32. Essendon are on 28. Disappointing. They play. They're getting spanked by Port Adelaide at the moment. GWS are on 24. West Coast and North Melbourne are on 8. West Coast play Geelong. Somehow Geelong get to play West Coast again next week. And North Melbourne play Gold Coast next. How did Geelong get to play West Coast and North Melbourne twice in a year, considering they made a prelim next? It just beggars belief, the AFL fixturing system. It's insane. Anyway, that's it. Thank you everyone for tuning in to our Jimmy and the Fat Man specials this week. It's been amazing. Thank you everyone who's tuned in particularly checking in about our health. It's been absolutely sensational for everyone who's checked in as well. We've had a couple of health scares, me and Jimmy this week. Big special thank you to Mama Bear, who's been amazing. Big special thank you to Captain Car Wash, who's just given such good cuddles when we've all been a little bit sick. I've got the best two boys. I've got the best wife in the world. I've got the best for my family and yours. Peace!
Big Bob and Jim Buckman.